Welcome to Colonize the Ocean podcast, where we discuss oceanic colonization, exploration, and education with your hosts Adam Jewell and Brendon Traxler.
So Brendan, I haven't talked to you. Basically, I didn't talk to you at all yesterday. I haven't talked to you at all really today up until I logged on. But what are we talking about tonight, buddy?
So something that we've talked about in the past. I think it's good to remind people and just talk about every once in a while, maybe like once a quarter or something along those lines. Because as we get new followers on, and with our Discord community growing, and we're always growing on all different social media platforms, and that's why I put the link out there on our Twitter and our LinkedIn and everything, is our why. Who, what, and why is Atlantis Sea Colony? So I want to dive a little bit into that. No pun intended. And I feel like I need to speak some clarity to people. We're getting more and more people giving their ideas of what we need to be doing, or in something along those lines. And it's one of those things where, if most people have run into this working in any kind of business, everybody's got an opinion on that, and there has to be somebody steering that ship and dictating it, or nothing's going to get done. I feel that's kind of where we're going to be headed if I allow it to go further. So this is more of a clarification type of thing of where we came from, what we're trying to do, all that kind of stuff. So that's kind of what I want to talk about tonight.
Yeah, and like you said, it's good. We've done episodes similar to it.
Yeah.
But just as the community grows, then it's just a nice broad episode to where, if we get people that tune in and want to just talk shop and ask questions and all that, we don't have a designated theme otherwise. So, yeah.
Yeah, or clarification on what I'm talking about, too. So,
because I'm still murky on the details. I've been helping you out for 2 years, and I'm still
whatever. Exactly what we're doing.
Trying to figure out what we're doing here.
Yeah. So is this going in the water?
Whoa! What? Oceans?
Yeah. That's never going to work.
I thought this was a river.
You're crazy.
I thought we were in the houseboat business.
No. That's a sea setting institute. That's what they're doing.
That's not houseboats, though.
No, it's true. It's floating on top. Yeah, they probably might take offense to that.
Yeah. Don't call our stuff houseboats.
Yeah. But anyway, on our website and everything, it says our motto per se is to make the ocean accessible to everyone, and that has really always been the motto of who we are from the very beginning, was to open up the oceans for everyone. And so exactly what are we doing? Because that's pretty vague. And on my LinkedIn, I've got it specified a little bit more. We are dedicated to building modular underwater habitats to be used for commercial or residential needs. There we go. You like that little website there? Yeah, I guess while you're there, yeah. And if people haven't been to the website, I definitely encourage people to go there, because we have a whole entire frequently asked questions thing on there that dives into a bunch of the stuff we're going to go over, but questions that we get from time to time too. And it can never always be expanding. If people have recurring questions, I'll gladly add those on there. But as Adam's showing right now, we've got that cool little page there for that. We've got a bunch of other stuff on there, resources. So most of this information is there and is going to be growing there. As I talked to Adam the other day, I feel we need to have a forward-facing document to be handing out to people that dives a little bit more into this, so that when we're reaching out to people, we don't need to go through everything we're going to be talking about tonight, that we've got one document that explains all that. Anyway, as I continue on here, So the question comes to why build modular underwater habitats? I mean, what's the purpose? And honestly, the ocean terrifies me. You know, if we're going to be straight up here, I don't eat any seafood. So on paper, I am like not the why. If you don't want to be in the ocean, you don't eat the seafood. What's the point? But the ocean is beautiful. I do enjoy the ocean. And I truly believe it is our future. You know, a lot of people are looking towards space, but I think the final frontier is here on the earth, and it is the ocean. 99% of the livable area is ocean because it's a three-dimensional plane, because 72% of the earth is covered by ocean, as we talked about before. So it's a good alternative for space. People who aren't wanting to leave this planet, but are wanting to make an impact and are wanting to make a change and want to be new pioneers into something. The ocean is it. It's the only place you can do that except for space. And you can do it also, as we showed last week with talking about the different organizations out there. You can do it much more cost effectively than you can in space as well. So all those things tied in together really were why the ocean was why why this came about. So then it dives into, okay, so we know what you're doing, you know why we're doing it, but what exactly does that look like? And I think this is where the problem comes in, because people have seen all the different aesthetics out there of underwater habitats, past, present, and sci-fi future. There are other people out there who have different ideas and designs and stuff along those lines. And there are some, and the nice thing about the ocean is it's so big, all these designs work. And there's a place for them. But for Atlantis Sea Colony, there are a couple core factors that I feel we cannot deviate from. And the one is that it has to be single atmosphere. It has to be, transferring from the surface to the underwater and back again has to be seamless. You can't have decompression times. You can't have, people needing scuba eventually as well. Mm-hmm. At first you're going to, but the core is you can't be getting wet going to and from. It's too much of a barrier for too many people. And it needs to have a modern aesthetic. All the habitats out right now were built for the science community. And Jules, they've done a great job of upgrading it to more of a modern aesthetic. But still, at the core, it was designed for scientists. And so that it still is a barrier for some people to check out. And it has to be expandable. It can't be a single habitat dropped in there and then it's one and done. You have to be able to add on to it. And so that's why the aspect of being modular is so important, because like your current house, if your family grows, you could build on another room, if you want it, or you can exchange it around. Same thing with underwater habitat. If your family grows or if your business grows, you have to add on. And instead of buying a whole entire new habitat or leasing it or whatever it may be, you can add on another pod. So those are the core factors of what it looks like. I'm not going to get into the actual physical design elements because that will change as we build it. As we've talked about before, we are going to use a shipping container. That is, there's no variation on that. We will use a shipping container for the proof of concept. And if we want to talk about the business model and why that comes into play, we can, but I don't think that's necessary at this point in time. There's a lot of stuff that, we are and we are not that also comes into play here too. And you can hop in here anytime, Adam, if you want.
I'm just listening along at the moment.
All right, fair enough. So I chose to try to narrow down to 3 things that Atlantis Sea Colony is and 3 things we definitely are not. The 3 things we are is we are a platform. And when I say that, think of like a strip mall. That it's a bunch of buildings out there that are agnostic or available to whoever will pay that money for those spaces. Similar, that is the Atlantis Sea Colony platform. We provide the building space for you to do what you want with it. That may be a home, that may be a resort, that may be a business. We honestly don't care. The fact that all of them are mass producible, and which is the second point, tie into that. And so being mass producible, It offers the benefit of being more cost effective because you can build them on, quickly, versus being a one-off. Then you're stuck with that design, and a lot of times it's more costly as well. And the third thing that we are is cost effective, which once it goes back into being mass producible. We're not trying to be in a premium space. We easily could be, and as you can see, the Maraca over in the Maldives, which is a room underwater for, I think it's $50,000 a night or something along those lines. I think it has come down, but still, that's a premium space. And we're not looking at doing that. The goal has always been, once again, to make the ocean accessible to everyone. And in order to do that, we have to be cost effective. So those are three tenets that Atlantis Sea Colony is.
Sorry, that's right.
No,
I've always kind of talked with you about is that with my background in manufacturing and stuff, that's where
right.
I feel like I can be helpful in the sense of being able to efficiently build these things to where it's not going to be the most craziest expensive processes. And obviously, your very first unit is always where you have to test the waters and everything, but you learn quick and you know what you can do. And the more and more you do it, the quicker you drop costs. And I think I speak for both of us is that this isn't a project about trying to make as much money as possible. I mean, this is like would it be cool to make a living doing it? Sure, absolutely. But at the same time, to be able to, kind of share this experience with anybody else that has that same type of, adventure in them.
Yeah. And talking about that, that's one thing that I've been told at my old job and stuff like that was an issue is I'm not money hungry. You could throw money at me. It's not going to make me work any harder. It's not going to drive me to change anything. I have everything I need in life, and money, it'd be great. It would definitely, I wouldn't mind buying a Tesla or something along those lines or whatever, but I don't need it. So it is a pro and a con, I think, at the same time, because not having that money hungry doesn't necessarily drive me to, do some things sometimes. But either way, I think you made a point there. So therefore, the three things that we're not, we are not an environmental agency. That comes up a lot. Not so much anymore, but it has in the past. And there are plenty of agencies out there. And in fact, if you want to get involved with an agency like that, watch last week's episode or the podcast, because we went to a bunch of agencies. That's exactly what they do. And there are tons out there, and we will make sure that we are working with them as much as possible. And we're not trying to do anything, but it's not our purpose. And we're not a hotel company either. It's easy to use to coin the term underwater hotel because people understand that. But like I said earlier, we're open to whatever. We build them. You do what you want with them is the way I kind of look at it. Will we build certain ones to what we want to do? I'm sure. I'm going to build my own house. So we can, but we are much more than just underwater hotels. And the last thing is we're not a dive location. That's one thing as well is we've talked about, and we will obviously at the beginning be using this for divers to go hang out and stay and stuff along those lines. But we're much more than that. If we limit ourselves to just being a hotel or a dive thing, once again, we're cutting out a huge section of humanity to be able to do that. And once again, it goes back to that core. Once again, that opening the oceans to everybody. So those are, I think, really diving down into who we are and who we're not. And I think that I said at the beginning that it's super important that we're on the same page moving forward, and that with these goals, so that we can accomplish this. Because if we're not, we're going to spend months or years or possibly never making this thing happen because there is no direction and people have their own ideas and let's try this and let's try that. And one thing I love and what has gravitated toward the Discord and other things and over the years is getting in contact with people like this, is talking to other people in this to hear their ideas. And I definitely love that energy. but we are a business. We are a registered business. We are a legit business, and this is our focus. And here's what we need to do. And so that's really, in a nutshell, in a really quick nutshell too, what Atlantis Sea Colony is and what we're striving to do. Ching.
I'll backtrack to one of your points that you said, and I this isn't the first time I've always like jumped in and like added on to this particular topic.
Yeah.
Where you said we're not an environmental agency or whatever. But I always think it's important to let people know that what we're doing is not going out to do damage. We're not in this business to try to, destroy something just for the simple sake of like, hey, let's put this down here.
Right.
Like you've always said, there's no point in doing this unless there is something for people to like enjoy their settings,
Yeah.
So, and not only that, we've talked about like what can we do that not only what can we do to avoid disturbing and disrupting the life around where we do set these, but also like how can we contribute to make things a little bit better when we are there. Obviously that's not the priority. The priority is like trying to build a underwater habitat, but what can we do that to supplement that in a sense? Maybe that's the better word of saying that, but like how can we like coexist with the nature rather than just be I don't know what the word I'm looking for is, but like just show up and be like, well, this is our area now, so you know what I mean?
And I think that that's the nice thing about being a habitat that's going to be stuck in one place is we can mount cameras and other sensors on there to monitor coral growth or fish populations along those lines, and those aren't going to interfere with any business working there or people living there at the same time. You could have a coral bed growing right next to the habitat, or even included with it. There was one, I think we've even shown it on the social medias. It's a floating house that you can buy over in like Dubai or something along those lines. One of the things they do for the potential buyers is they ask them, hey, what kind of fish do you want outside your house? Because there's a room underneath of it. Right. And they get the plants in the coral, and they almost have like a windowsill underneath that this is all sitting in, so it attracts the right fish. There's no reason we can't do something similar to that as well, to spur, life to come to that area. So yeah, there's a lot of good we can do, even though that's not our purpose. And it's, like I've said, it's in our best interest to keep it pristine and beautiful, because like you said, people aren't going to come look at nothing. They want to see fish and coral and sea turtles and dolphins and everything. That's only going to happen if you've got a nice environment to do it in.
Yeah. And it goes, I mean, we talked about in the past too, that it's like we've been trying to get a marine biologist on the live stream too, because we want to kind of build that partnership with people that can kind of give us maybe some guidance and help us do what we want to do safely and environmentally conscious and all that. So like I said, this was never a business thing of going in and just being like, well, this is our area and we're going to do what we want with it. We got Glenn there.
Yeah, it's asking if we got a date for the first habitat and do we have a business plan? We do have a business plan. I've got a several page business plan that I've gone over with whenever a business person. We've gone through it. Obviously, there's a lot of unknowns just because how early we're on the thing. As far as the date, we are still shooting for next year to start working on it. It will all depend on funding. I think as far as how quick we get it done. But we are still shooting for 2022 to start construction on the prototype. So at that point in time, we will have more information. But we do have a business plan.
Atlantis Sea Colony, guys. We just showed you the website. That's what it looks like. It's right there, guys.
Beautiful.
It's a beautiful website. So you go there. As a matter of fact, I'll walk you guys through it this time. You go up here.
Oh, yeah, go for it.
Click our social media. Look at all these little buttons here. We have. Oh, sorry. I thought you could actually click those. My bad.
I was like, don't be getting too excited there, buddy.
Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, Twitter, Discord, YouTube, our podcast link, TikTok, and our merchandise. We're going to click on that here in just a second. As a matter of fact, let me go ahead and click that right now. Look at this cool stuff that you can get at our store. I was looking through this while you were talking, and it's like, you know what? It's about time I
update some of this stuff.
New merch.
Yeah, I updated a bunch of the T-shirts and stuff with the logo on the front. And I got some polos in there now too.
Especially like I keep telling my kids I'm gonna get them a shirt. We got some kids' clothes here.
I did. I added all the kids' clothes in there because you.
Hoodies. It's hoodie weather for you people down in the south, anyways. Up here, it's winter jacket season. Look at this cool shirt. We got like a black tie dye in there.
Where those teddy bears come from?
I don't know. I was going to ask you, but I do like it because my kids would love those too.
Are the teddy bears actually for sale? Or is this the shirts?
Did you not put them on there? Yeah, these are teddy bears.
No, I did not add those.
Yeah, there's a bunch of them on the store, dude. Like for every design you have, they have the teddy bear.
Weird.
Yeah, dude. Did you not see?
No, that was not an option when I updated it.
Yeah, because when I was scrolling through it earlier, hold on. If you go down, yeah, they got them for every design you made.
Well, I know I'm getting people for Christmas this year.
Did you do the pajamas? Is that you?
Oh, yeah, I did pajamas. I knew about those, but yeah, those weren't there when I updated it.
Well, we got teddy bears, guys, and some beanies. It is beanie weather.
Yeah, I need to get a beanie. How you wear beanies sometimes?
I know. I need to. I'd like to order because it takes a special beanie for my weird shaped head, so that's why I need to decide if one of those would work for my head. Also, if you're willing to donate, we got 2 ways you can do a one-time donation. Cash App Atlantis Sea Colony, $$ Atlantis Sea Colony. It's a easy way of making a one-time donation. Or PayPal.me/Atlantis Sea Colony. You look at your bank account or whatever, and you just like, man, I have $53.67, and I have no idea what to do with it. I'll tell you what you could do with it. You could go to PayPal.me/Atlantis Sea Colony and donate that $53.67. So think about it. Just think about it, guys. Make sure your bills are paid first. Obviously, we don't want to put you guys.
Well, yes.
Like, make sure you got groceries and your bills are paid, and make sure you have some stuff in savings and all that. You never know. But when you have some of that spending,
3 to 6 months for emergency fund.
Yeah, once you get some of that spending money, Atlantis Sea Colony. Or what if you're just like, the one-time donation's just not what I want to do. What, is there a way I could donate 12 times out of the year? Like, yeah, there is actually. You could do a subscription through this little service we call Patreon. You could either do $1 a month. That's nothing. $1 a month. Just buy one less pop, one less candy bar a month. And just be like, I'm
who gets pop for $1 anymore?
I was gonna say I was just contemplating that today when I went and bought one from the gas station. It was like $1.98, and I'm just like, man, when I was a kid, you just needed like $1.25.
Yeah, even the $5 a month. I mean, you can't even go to lunch for that.
No,
so
I can. At work, I can get a Lunchable, a bag of chips, and a pop for like.
All right, yeah. So like $5 is like one. So one lunch. So you're paying
one day without my Lunchable, bag of chips, and pop.
Guess what? Do intermittent fasting from now on and take out and spend that money to us instead of eating that lunch.
Just one day a year or one day a month.
Yeah.
Do intermittent fasting one day a month and give us $5 a month.
No, but really, I mean, it is. We don't do much with the Patreons, and but it is people who do believe what we're working on and we're doing, and are definitely helping us out. And I am humbled that we have people that do that.
Yeah. Thank you guys once again for tuning in. And like I said, next week we'll be back. Babe will be joining us. He's taking lead on the episode.
Yeah. Nice.
Other than that, thank you for all your support. Thank you for tuning in, joining us, asking questions, just hanging out. We appreciate it. So until next week, take care. Have a good week.